Let's go.
Hi, everyone, and good morning. I'm glad you guys are all here today. I see you in the comments popping in. Thank you for joining me today on this real quick last minute live. Just kind of forewarn you, there is no crafting going on today. I'm pretty much using this as a crafty chat. So there are some things coming up here in the next month that I want to talk to you guys all about. And I will be providing in a newsletter. But for right now, I kind of wanted to just get it out there because I think that people see a YouTube video more than they read a newsletter. So, a few things I wanted to chat about for the upcoming month. So, thank you guys all for popping in today. I'm seeing you in the comments. I have Mindy Farmer and Jennifer Smith and Terry. I did see Vicky Donnelly in there. So, thank you guys all for joining me today. Excuse me. Okay, so I'll just give this a couple seconds for people to kind of pop in if they want to join or catch the replay later. Like I said, mainly just a quick crafty chat, so it shouldn't take too long. Hi, Amrita and Beth are joining me today. Yeah, I don't have any links today. I actually do have a couple links, I think down in the video description, but otherwise, yeah, we're just gonna chat for a second. And if you think of questions along the way, please put question in big capital letters and I will try to get to them as I go through some things. And of course, my ear is popping really bad. I've been dealing with an ear infection lately. It's been a whole mess of things for August. So this is this one is lasting a little bit. So good morning everyone. All right. Now that you guys are kind of popping in. All right. So September is going to be a very, very busy month. Not just on my YouTube channel, but in the crafting industry altogether, I believe, in my opinion, because September is Stamptember with Simon Says Stamp. If you are not familiar with Stamptember, it is a month-long celebration for just crafting in general. Now, what happens during Stamptember is that lots of companies throughout the industry that are partnered with Simon Says Stamp create an exclusive stamp set or die set, whatever it may be. And it's sold exclusively at Simon Says Stamp. Now, the big thing, and kind of I think is really fun, is that you don't know who is getting released on what day. I know some people do find that frustrating, and I'm going to cover that topic, but it is kind of a surprise in the industry. So you don't know what's coming. It's like Christmas morning, you get up, you check your computer, and you find out what collaboration it is. So thank you guys. So yes, that is Stamptember and it goes month long. There are collaborations all month long. Now, a couple things I really want to cover with that is that those sets are only sold at Simon Says Stamp, and once they are gone, they're gone. What I wanted to cover with that, so I don't deal with it throughout the month, is uh I'm asking for kindness, not just for me, but for many of the people who create content. So you're going to see a lot of people either sharing on Instagram, sharing on their blog, Facebook groups, YouTube videos, and I'm just asking for kindness for me and for them because it's supposed to be fun. And in the end, it's really just a fun stamp set. It might have some unique designs to it because those designs do not get released afterwards to the public. It's exclusively through Simon. It's all in fun. It's to celebrate crafting. So please don't take anything out on the creators or even at Simon Says Stamp. They really are doing this to celebrate crafting, this fun hobby or job that we have. And it really is just it's fun. So that's the first thing I'm going to ask you guys. Now, me personally, If I see any negative comments on anything on my social media, I will be removing them because I only want to see positivity and kindness there. So I'm getting that right out of the bag right away. Yes, it is all surprises. And I'll talk a little more about some other things with Stamptember there. But that was one of my biggest things that I really want to ask you guys. I recently, in my own experience, have had kind of a rush of negativity, whether it be in newsletters or YouTube videos and things like that. And I know we all are dealing with our own struggles in life, or if we have a problem or just something came up. And sometimes people might type things without thinking about it first, but you don't know what kind of day that person is having on the other side of the camera. A lot of people that do videos are really putting themselves out there. They're sharing their creativity with you. They want to show you what they did to create that project. And to see negativity coming in, it's just not fun. And like I said, you don't know what kind of day that person had. So I'm just asking to please think before you type, is I guess the motto here for that. Yes, kindness does go a long way. And I personally do read each and every comment on my YouTube channel. And I have struggles in days, whether home life and um school, things like that, and health. So we just want positivity because those kind words, like Vicky said, Vicky said it, it does go a really long way in someone's day. So that was the first thing I wanted to kind of reach out, especially since of some recent experiences I've had. Normally, that stuff just rolls right off me. I might gripe about it to my husband for a minute and then I move on. But there's been a lot going on in a personal life, it's like I said, school, college, all kinds of stuff, and we just don't want negativity. So, hi Betsy, thank you guys. Okay, so back to Stamptember. Um, to kind of give you, I have some notes here so I didn't forget. So, Stamptember starts, I wanted to make sure I'm telling you things that are already released for information. Starts September 1st, midnight Eastern time. And what happens is Simon Says Stamp releases their own exclusive line of products for Stamptember. And it's amazing. I have it. I'm going to be sharing inspiration with you, not just tomorrow, but all throughout the month. So, that's going to be going on. They have blog party. They have tons of surprises and special kits. I mean, Heidi really goes all out when it comes to Stamptember. It is really just a surprise all the time. Now, the collaborations are going to be starting September 4th, and those are going to be released. This is a little different from previous years. That's going to be released or starting at noon Eastern time on September 4th. So pretty much every day there is going to be at least one or two, maybe three collaborations released in the day. And they're always going to be released at noon Eastern time. So keep an eye out for that. You can either check your favorite creator that's going to be creating, or the Simon Says Stamp blog will always have something popping up. And also, I believe their YouTube channel. So that covers those. Any quick questions before I jump into some of my own kind of business end of it before I get started? Uh well, Janet, it's noon Eastern time. So Central time will be 11 o'clock. Is that what you meant, Janet? Or did I say something wrong? My ear sometimes gets me all messed up when I'm talking because it's like I'm underwater when I'm talking, and that messes my brain up. But it's noon Eastern time, so it'll be 11 o'clock Central time. Let's see. Yeah, it used to be midnight. It used to be midnight Eastern, and now it's noon Eastern. So I like to talk in Central time, but with Simon Says Stamp and their time zone, they are Eastern. So 11 Central, noon Eastern. Did Stacy have a question? Did I miss? Any quick questions about any of that before I tackle my next line of business? Oh, Stacy's not too familiar with Stamptember. Oh, why people get negative. Um, yeah, people would get upset. Various reasons. They missed out on a stamp set. I mean, there are some stamp sets that sell out. super quick, really, really quick. So I know a popular one has been Gina in the past. Tim Holtz has been super popular in the past. A lot of times there's a stamp set and then a coordinating die you can purchase too. And that's where people would get frustrated if they missed out. And I get it. You really wanted that, but like I said, it's not the end of the world. I mean, shucks, missed out is kind of how I feel when I miss something, but I can always find something to substitute it. And when I talk about inspiration, so there's a lot of people out there that are going to be creating YouTube videos, not just myself. And what I just recommend is look at those videos as not only how you can use that stamp set if you were lucky enough to get it and purchase it, but the inspiration that's provided in those videos. There's so much in there. I mean, I'm going to do more than just ink blending. I know ink blending is my go to, but there's coloring, there's different techniques and textures, and maybe there's a product they're pulling in that you were like, "Oh my gosh, when did that get released? I haven't seen that." So, I mean, we're gonna be digging from our stash to make some of these cards. So, look at these videos as inspiration. You are gonna have so much inspiration throughout the month of September. It's gonna last you a while. So, yes, Lawn Fawn sells out fast too. Um, And yeah, I don't have any answers as far as what the surprises are throughout the month. The information that I wrote on my post-it note is what I got off of the Simon Says Stamp Instagram story. So I made sure that I was not telling you anything that hasn't already been out there. I just jotted some notes down for Stamptember because, yeah, Heidi's got a lot of things up her sleeve. I don't know what they all are. I really, really don't. But that information that I released is on their Instagram story. So I know I know that I was okay with that one. Um, so any okay. Oh, Beth was just answering some questions. Okay. Just looking over your comments really quick. Thank you, Barbara. I appreciate that comment. I do love my ink blending, but I will sneak in other things. I love to color. I love to play with mixed media. So I do like to play. And it's kind of the month for me to really dig back into some products that I haven't touched in a while. Like my last video was distress oxides. I haven't played with them in forever. Or I pulled out my mica stains. I mean, it's such a great time to dust off those products and have some fun. Okay, now a few other things I want to cover is one of the other things that came up this week that was a little frustrating was my newsletter. So I had a couple people replying back to a newsletter I sent out telling me to unsubscribe them. Here's the thing with my newsletter. So there are actually two ways that you can catch my inspiration. I'm actually going to share my screen with you on my blog so you can see that. And the first way is if you sign up, how do I want to say it? Sign up through my blog for blog notifications. That's one way. The other one is I do have a newsletter. The newsletter, I mean, my blog and my newsletter, I pay out of my pocket. So that is an expense for me. I provide that so that you can be notified when new things are coming out so you don't miss out, or maybe a video, things like that. So the newsletter I send out on my own. I have to manually schedule that or send that out. The blog, that will go out, that notification goes out the second I hit publish on a blog. So if you want to be notified the second something is coming out or a blog post is published, that is a blog notification. And I'll show you that in a minute. The newsletter is separate. I try not to overdo the newsletter. So if you don't like a lot of stuff in your inbox, my newsletter, I try to be careful with. Now, on either one of those, you can subscribe from the unsubscribe at any time. I doesn't hurt my feelings. I'm bummed, but it doesn't hurt my feelings. I get it. We get a lot of emails. So if you are signed up right now, you don't want to get an email every day, that's fine. You can unsubscribe. But if you do want to see what the latest collaboration is, my inspiration for it, I will be doing a blog post and I will have a newsletter that goes out with that information. So if you're signed up for both, you might get hit twice, but you are sure to be notified when I have that published, if that makes sense. Let me know if that makes sense. Stella Crafts by Pam asks, do I have a recommendation for storing distress oxides, or do you use those inkstands behind you for them? I actually have a carousel from one of the storage companies for my oxides, and it sits on the other side because I don't have any more room back there. Thank you, Mary and Robin. I appreciate that. I really try not to overdo the notifications, or and the blog posts and the newsletters. It's just with this time of the month, it is going to be a lot more than normal, and I don't want crabby people. I don't want them yelling at me. So that's why I'm kind of out here. Just this is what's coming. This is what's happening in September. Mary Ann asks, if possible, could you use your Olos for coloring this month? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I will have Olos. I kind of switch around. I do Olos, I do Copic markers. I even have tri-blend markers. So I love doing all kinds of coloring. Okay, so do I know anything about postage? I do not. I do not know what he has up her sleeve for postage this year. All right, so I'm going to try something. I haven't done this before, so bear with me. I want to try and share my screen with you. It's going to be my blog. And so if you're not familiar with my blog, almost every video, every post that I do has a blog post for it because I look at it as a home base. It's something I can refer back to, whether it's for pictures, or just categorizing things. So it's kind of my home base. It's my own personal space. And so I do almost a blog post for everything. Now you are gonna see sometimes I may have 2 or 3 posts in a day, unfortunately. And that's just because not only do we have Stamptember going on, but we also have our regular releases from companies. We have Hero Arts coming up tomorrow with their new release. We have Concord and Ninth. We have, well, I don't know if Gina has one this month or not, but I mean, we have our regular releases too. And I do participate in that as well. So you may see sometimes 2 or 3 posts from me in a day, but I want to share my screen with you and just show you where to navigate on my blog. Okay. You always forget about blogs. Oh, I love my blog. I really do. It is my home base. I use it for just looking back at previous projects I did. If I did, I'll show you. So let me try this. Okay, so I know you can see a ton of my tabs at the very top there. I just didn't want to close out all of my screens. But this is my blog. And at the very top, you're going to see home, blog. There's some drop downs up there, crafty deals. I will be honest, I'm really not good at updating the crafty deals. Affiliate and product disclosure, creative resume, you don't have to worry about that. Contact. If you ever have questions, you can click on that contact button and pop me a message. I am happy to answer any questions as long as it's not hate mail. Now, or and then there's a meet me, and I actually don't remember what I have on there anymore. But let's see, I'm going to try and do this without losing. I might not see your comments here for a second. I'm going to click to my blog. Okay. So up here under the drop down, I do have some Copic blend charts. Honestly, those are not the prettiest thing in the world. But I do have some charts that I refer to quite often. So that's under the blog tab. If you were to come straight to my homepage, this is what you would see. So I just have a welcome page. This is just mindyegandesign.com. Then you would go over to blog, down to the drop down menu here, click blog. That'll take you to my actual blog page. Now, this is where you're going to see I'm pointing to my screen like you guys can see me pointing, but this is where you're going to see my blog posts. A lot of times you're going to see a snippet or you're going to see a picture, and then you can click on each one to open that actual blog post up. See, like this one, I forgot to hit publish the other day. So 2 posts went up in a day. But this is going to be all the inspiration. You can go down, you can click the arrow button to see more. Now, off on the, I'm going to pop back over, make sure I'm not missing any uh, comments while I'm going through this. Okay, so now on the right-hand side, so I have archives, I have categories. So I try my best to categorize things for you guys, whether it's by company, by product, by technique. I really, I try. I try my best for the most part. I think by company is probably the one that I definitely am really good about. But as far as technique, I sometimes forget what I have here. So that's if you're looking for something specific. Now, here's where I want to kind of point out to you guys. So, right here under this newsletter tab, it says sign up for my newsletter to receive updates. You can click on that. I'm not going to do it right now, but if you click right here in the right hand side, I hope you can see that. It's going to take you to a separate page. And that is going to be the actual newsletter. That is the one that I have to manually send out or schedule. My throat's getting dry. Excuse me. So that is one that you could sign up for. That's actually one I try to promote because I try not to do a ton of newsletters. But if you want to be notified, this is the way to go. This is also the newsletter update is also where I send out the newsletter to let you know when I'm going live. I typically won't do a blog post until after the live. So this would be the best way to see when I'm going to go live. Now, if you go down a little further, I have places I like to shop. These are all affiliate linked links at no cost to you. That means if you click on this link, it's going to take you to Gina K Designs. If you make a purchase, I will get a small percentage out of that. So these are all the companies that I am affiliated with if you decide to do any shopping at any time. We go down a little further. Here's where we have subscribed to my blog via email. So you can see there's not a ton of people here. I don't think a lot of people know about this. But this is where if you enter in your email address, what will happen is that the minute I hit publish on a blog post, you will get an email. And that email will actually have most of the blog post in it. I think it actually takes my blog post and throws it in the email. So that will happen without me even doing anything. It'll immediately send you that email with the blog post in there to tell you what's going on. The newsletter is one, like I said, I actually have to manually put the pictures in, put the video in, type a little note. So that one I will admit I'm sometimes a slacker on. But I just wanted to kind of point out that there are two ways. So it's up to you if you want to get all of those notifications. Maybe you just want to wait for the newsletter. Maybe you don't want any notifications. That's totally fine too. um Oh, bye, Amrita. I just popped over back to the comments. Yes, I'm not crafting today. I am just kind of making you all aware of what's coming up for September. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed, but I also want you to know what's going on so that you're prepared. So that is kind of what this is about today before September really kicks off. So yeah, I mean, it's totally up to you if you want to do just the blog, just the newsletter. Like I said, if I'm going to let you know about a live coming up, that would be the newsletter. I don't typically do that blog post until after the live is done. And honestly, sometimes I forget. Okay, great, Robin. Thank you guys. Thank you for signing up. I appreciate that. And like I said, I totally understand if at any point you're like, Mindy, you're driving me nuts. I need to get rid of you. That's totally fine. I understand. You will need to check either your promotions folder or I don't know, I might even land in spam. So just keep that in mind. So, any quick questions about the blog before I quit sharing my screen? I just wanted to point this out. I've never really shared my screen before, but and maybe some people don't even know about my blog, but this is I really do try and keep this as updated as possible, especially the blog post. Even if the blog post doesn't say a lot in it, I am still telling you, hey, it's got a video. Here's the basic supplies. I always provide a visual supply list at the end of the blog post. So if there's something I didn't mention, it'll be linked at the bottom too. So, but yeah, these are all the companies I'm affiliated with. I tried to keep those updated. And then this is the box if you want to subscribe to the blog in case I'm slacking off. So just had to mention that. Okay. You signed up for the blog. Thank you, Beth. Okay, let me pop back over here. There I am. Okay. So, any questions? I think I think I covered most of what I wanted to talk about today. I did provide links down below in the video description to to my blog in general. Like I said, you'd have to scroll down to the bottom to sign up for the blog. I provided a link for my newsletter, so that is there if you guys want to sign up for the newsletter. So as soon as a collaboration goes live, or even a regular release throughout the month, I will have a newsletter and most likely a blog post. So just be warned, you might get hit twice. It's okay if you want to delete me. Like I said, I'm not going to get hurt about it. Just just don't yell at me. That's I'm like, you can do that on your own. I'm okay. I'm fine. Jennifer, I'm just kind of, I guess, wrapping up. Unless people have some questions. Um, like I said, I don't think I have too much more. I just kind of wanted to get out there that there's going to be a lot happening in September. Like I said, not just STAMPtember, but regular releases, things like that. Instagram hops, blog hops. There's going to be a lot going on. That means a lot of inspiration for you guys when it comes to the card making. But I do recommend that, even if you're not interested in the collaboration set, or um, you're not going to buy it, still check out the videos. There might be maybe a new tool that somebody's using, or maybe a new technique or something they haven't done before. So there's always inspiration to be had when it comes to the videos, even if you're not interested in that particular product. Oh, thank you, Heidi. She says she was watching on her TV, but had to hop on her phone to let me know she signed up for the blog. Thank you. I appreciate that. Kathy says, I appreciate you sharing this today. I watch you all the time, but never thought about looking for your blog. Yep, I always have. Well, I take that back, not always. um, I, I do always have a blog post that go with my videos. Sometimes I'm just really bad about updating the link in the video description. I try to go back and remember to put the link in, but I get sidetracked very easy. So, do you guys have any questions about anything? Maybe about STAMPtember if you're brand new to it, or even releases. If you're new to anything, please let me know in the comments, and I can answer some questions for you. Because I was really surprised yesterday with my one video. Somebody said they hadn't used distress oxides before, and I was like, wow, it's been a while since I've used them, but I was surprised. I'm like, okay, I need to use more distress oxides. Signed up. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Hopefully you're not sick of me. It does kick off tomorrow, so it's going to be a lot of fun. I have lots to share with you guys. I am filming nonstop. School is starting soon. School is actually going to be starting for my son on Wednesday. And so right now, voiceovers have been really hard to kind of get in. Thankfully, Daddy's been going shopping or playing outside with Dalton so I can get my voiceovers done. And yeah, he's been super helpful with that. And then once Dalton goes to school, shouldn't be too bad. We moved my daughter into college. We actually made 2 trips down to Madison in the last week. That's a 6-hour drive there and back. So we've it's been busy. It's been busy. Question: when they begin, is there a new collab every day? I think so. Um, I think so. I think there's a new collab every day. I can't remember if there's one. Um, it might be if there is a day or two that doesn't have a collaboration, it's either a surprise. 'Cause I can't remember the dates, but they either have some surprises placed in there. They have their own card kits. Simon Says Stamp does. So I think on some of those days there might not be. I just kind of go through my list. Thank you guys. Yep, they begin on September 4th at noon Eastern time. So 11 a.m. Central time for me. So any other questions? Josie says, I just signed up for your blog. My videos are one of my very favorites. You're such a wealth of knowledge and inspiration. I learned so much from you. You're awesome. Thank you, Josie. That is wonderful to hear. I'm glad. Like I said, even if you don't have the stamp set, even if you don't want to buy the stamp set, I think in anybody's video, there's always something to learn, is how I look at it. So, okay, guys. Um, I think that was it. I was gonna try and keep it short and sweet. Um, yeah, I don't think I had anything else that I had on my notes. A great year for the kids. Thank you, Lucy. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's been a lot. We had a vacation trip earlier in the month. Um, Tried to come back and catch up on work, then buying for college, moving to college, getting Dalton ready for school, and then, well, kind of sidetrack note here on Crafty Talk. Um, Yesterday, Dalton gets up, he's playing, and all of a sudden he can't turn his head. His neck is like stuck. He couldn't turn the other direction. And a holiday weekend on a Saturday, where do you find a chiropractor? So thankfully, we did find one in our area who happened to be there for an hour. That was all he was coming in for. And I was able to get him in. So he worked him, and it was a rough day yesterday. Dalton's never quite experienced anything like that before, and there's really not a lot that I can do. So it was a lot of just, attention, and patience, a lot of patience. But yeah, it's a lot of behind the scenes that go on other than, that, other than lives and that. I mean, there's events that I try to get ready for on a timely basis, different events throughout the year and releases, and I'm on design team, so I have design team obligations too, but I love crafting, otherwise I wouldn't do this to myself because I can't say no, it's really hard for me to say no. I love crafting, it's my outlet. It really is, and I just love it. I love playing with all the things. So, yes, give grace for STAMPtember, please. I know most people do. I know. I see a lot of wonderful comments on the video. I know everybody for the most part is really great. There's always those couple bad apples that sneak in, and I just want to put the reminder out there because I'm not the only one that sees it. So thank you guys. Thank you for signing up. All right. Any quick questions? I'm going to pop off, I think. Thank you. I know it's so irritating. Me and my ears, just a constant problem. As a fellow Wisconsinite, please do a collab with Gina K. Well, Gina and I have been talking. So after Stamptember kind of settles down, uh, my husband and I might actually be making a road trip down there. So we are going to road trip and do a live with Gina. So we'll be crafting together. That's going to be really fun. I still have to find a date. Just with this past few weeks, it's gotten a little chaotic. I haven't been able to sit down for a date, but definitely going to meet up with Gina. So all right, guys, I think that is everything. Yeah, I didn't have any other notes. I thank you guys for stopping today and just listening to me babble here for a little while. If you're catching on replay, thank you for watching on replay too. Like I said, just some informative talk that I wanted to get out. I don't think I've ever done that before on my channel, but it's something that I wanted to get out there. It was on my mind, and I know people tend to watch videos more than they do reading a blog post or a newsletter. So wanted to get that out to you guys, and you will be seeing lots of me this month. So I hope you don't get sick of me. All right, guys. You have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Enjoy the holiday if you're celebrating for Labor Day weekend. I'm going to get back to crafting. All right. See you guys. And thank you so much for joining.